Halifax boxing down at Riley's Gym in Sheffield, joined by Domont. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you getting on? You all good?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. Good to be down the gym again. I love it down here. It's a really good family atmosphere, right?
Yeah, I haven't been down too long, to be fair. I've just started with Pete just before Christmas, and yeah, absolutely loving it here. It's a really good atmosphere, and yeah, really enjoying it so far.
So yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You moved away from Junior's gym. Was that just a mutual thing? Did you just feel like you needed to change?
Yeah, basically, Pete's been doing a lot of my training camps really in depth for a while now for most of my title fights, and I think when Pete said he were going to move on, and I really wanted to just continue working with Pete, and that just sounded like coming down here and a fresh start and just get the best out of myself. Really, you don't want to go stale, do you? So it was a really good opportunity to come here and freshen it up, and now Pete's got he's fully in charge of what I do and everything. So yeah, it's going really well.
It's nice down here as well, mate. You got 3 or 4 proper quality coaches, all with different kind of ideas about the approach towards pro fighting. It must be nice getting that input as well from the other coaches.
You know what? It's really good because like Gaz as well. Gaz has worked my corner in a couple of my 10-round fights, so he knows me well, and I've sparred like Tom, who's here for, and James, who used to coach for many years. So Gaz knows me inside out as well. So it's a really easy transition because if like Pete and Gaz, they know exactly what I do, and they can set game plans and they can tell me how to box my way, and that's what it's about. It's kind of knowing how to get the best out of an individual, and I feel like I'm in good hands, definitely.
First time I've had you on the channel, mate, so I really appreciate your time. So a little bit of background for people that may not have seen you, may not have known too much about you that are watching the channel. Former Central Area title holder at welterweight. Yeah. You've given that belt up. That's now vacant, and that's going to be fought for on the show that you're going to be fighting on.
I'm on my own undercard. Yeah, I've vacated my belt and I'm on undercard now. So yeah, that's how it works in boxing. But yeah, obviously with the big one coming up in June, I felt like I defended the belt twice, and like Steffi, my manager, he just said, look, to push on now, give the belt up, and we'll obviously got the British Eliminator coming up, so. Yeah, he was the right. I don't like. Obviously, I'm a proud fighter. You don't want to give a belt up without defending it. But obviously, he knows best. Who am I to question someone who's been managing fighters way before I've been in boxing? So I do what I'm told, and I know it's the right plan, really.
It's a case of understanding and following the process, right? Like you just said, Steffi knows his stuff. He wouldn't have made that decision lightly. Obviously, he's going to be thinking about your interests as well. He thinks you're ready for that next step. Correct process, right?
Oh, absolutely. The thing is, you've got to have people in boxing around you can trust, and I trust him 100%. And I know full well, like he's a person. He's one of very few people in boxing who are honest, and he tells you how it is and what's happening. So I know, like with this big one coming up that he's sorted me out with, it's exactly the right move in my career. He could have, at the 14-0 now, he could have just thrown me in with anybody just for a payday, but he hasn't. He's doing the right thing for my career. So, yeah, I trust. Like having someone you can trust in boxing is really important. So I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful for how he explains every process and what each move means moving forward. So yeah, 100%.
The next big fight's been pushed back to June. You're now fighting CJ Wood, I think it is, on this card on the 12th. Tick over, right? But needs to be there for that process.
Yeah, like I say, can't take it for granted because obviously we've seen like we've just been speaking about on the small halls recently, there's been a lot of upsets. So, like I say, it's a real fight. Got to turn up, get the job done, keep busy. But like I wanted to keep active because I didn't want to wait till June to fight. I wanted to keep active. But yeah, I've got to go in, make sure I do the job properly next week, and then on to big things in June, then touch wood, yeah.
This one on the 12th, is it 6 or 8 rounder?
I think it's going to be a 6, so it's just, like I say, a 6 rounder, keep busy. And yeah, just to, like I say, get under the lights again, keep active, and like I say, I just want to be busy. I didn't fight enough last year. I only had 2 fights, and like I say, hopefully by this time next week I'll be getting ready for 2 fights in a couple of months. So that's what we need, just activity. Especially like, you know, I really want to push on now, and the more active I am, the better I'm going to get. So yeah.
Tom, you never want to look past any fighter, no matter what the record states. We've spoke about this earlier on with a couple of other fighters in local shows. But that being said, you have to have your eyes on the prize. And the fight against Matthew Rennie, it looks like it's going to be for an eliminator potentially. Eventually, the prize has got to be the English, right?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously the board have confirmed that me against Matthew Rennie is like a British eliminator. I'd have loved the English fight. We tried pushing for the English fight before, but obviously with Owen Cooper being part of the Queensberry stable as well, even Ethan James, just made sense business-wise to have them both box each other. I'd happily take the winner of that. But that being said, I'm sure there's a lot of people after that, so I can only take care of what I can do. This fight with Rennie, he's 12-0, a top-class boxer, so that is a really good fight. And I can't believe no big like TV companies picked up that fight. You've got a 14-0 lad against a 12-0 lad. You see how bad some of these undercards are on Sky, on Queensberry. Like, there's a proper 50-50 here with 2 lads for a British title eliminator. Why is that on not a TV show? It's mad, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy, mate. I totally agree with you. You get these one-sided fights where, yeah, these kids coming out of GB and they're protected, no matter what the promoters say. They're protected in ways, they're manoeuvred in certain ways. But you know, when they do put Midland area or Central area or English title fights or British title fight eliminators on these shows, they're always brilliant.
They're great fights because there's both lads with ambition who are both on the way up. The thing is, you can manipulate fights to make it look like a 50-50 when someone's on the slide or they've been inactive or they've just fought nobodies but they've still got a winning record. Whereas in this fight, you've got 2 lads who've beaten good. You know, he's had a really good win against James Moorcroft. I've had some really good wins. You know, so it's a really good fight. You know, this should be a TV fight for me. I don't understand how no one's looked on BoxRec and seen this being made, even though it's been put back. They've got, you know, get us on a big show. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand the process. That's boxing, though, politics and all of that, you know. You can only do what you can do. Trust the process. Get in the ring and do your business.
That's it. All I do is turn up and try and get the job done. Like I say, I'm lucky. I've got a coach who's got my best interest. I've got a manager who's got my best interest. So I'm in a good position. All I can do is my job, and that's win fights. So that's all I can do. Just keep turning up, keep getting the job done. Yeah.
Dom, it's been great chatting to you. I really appreciate you talking to Last Bell Boxing, and we'll follow your journey going on, mate.
Cheers. Thanks for having me. Thanks for your time. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.